This patch is easily on its way to sell 2 million copies. I honestly would not be exactly surprised by the time that this video gets released that it already has claimed to surpass the 2 million copies milestone, which is honestly completely amazing. This patch needs to be studied by psychologists because this thing is absolutely wild. Today we're going to be mostly talking about the choices that you make in this game because the choices are maddening. The stuff that people have chose is pure insanity. Most of the choices people are making in this game are very much clearly objectively wrong. They're going to lead to poor outcomes, and some choices literally are pretty much deleting your Minecraft character tier. I'm not kidding. This game needs to be studied. Now, if you watched my previous video, I have to say this patch has grown on me. Episode 6 was pretty good. All in all, episode 6 was actually good. But before that, still not a fan. And if you want to fight me on this, I am willing to literally fight anyone on the grounds that whatever the developers of this patch were intending to do, they have absolutely achieved none of it, and everything good about this game is pure randomness. And one of the funniest things about this patch is, I just want to mention this, a radical concept of actually portraying reasonable relationships in Western media. That's right. Because this patch was selling literally zero. This patch, on its release, and its release was on the 22nd of October with episode 1 and 2, was on its way to maybe sell 150k copies. Maybe, if it's lucky. But then, episode 3 and 4 dropped with the romance with Invisigal and, the only correct choice, Blonde Blazer. And, well, it started trending and everyone jumped in because it's like, oh my god, a Western game that actually has human-like romance and relationship representation? What is this completely new breakthrough idea in gaming? No, seriously. Gooning literally saved this game. And then episode 5 is objectively just better than everything previously, and episode 6 is actually really good, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Episode 6 is good. So I have slowly been sold on the idea that I want to at least see how this ends. But I will still fight everyone that this patch objectively has failed at everything it has tried, okay? I will fight everyone, and when this thing ends, I will actually maybe even talk about it. But let's talk about the choices, because these choices are wild. So first of all, this patch is actually kind of the super liberal game and whatnot. So let's start with episode 1, and these are the choices, okay? Some of these choices are literally 3 options of literally nothing, but some of them are very impactful. At the start, there's not going to be too much, but I'm going to speak on the big ones, because some of these are just insane. And they are hilarious because they actually completely show how insane and morally bankrupt the left is, which is extra hilarious. So, you and 49% of players threw water at Flambe. Okay, this doesn't matter too much. This one is for the first of the big ones. You and 46% of players did not kiss Blonde Blazer, okay? So, you know what this means, by the way. If you're on the left, and most people playing this are actually on the left side of politics, you, by your own definition, have committed a say. If you chose to kiss her, you have, by your own definition, did that. Now, for normal people, this literally means nothing, because this is pretty much normal. But for the people on the left, if you chose to kiss her, congratulations. You literally betray pretty much everything you preach on an average day. After that, you and 58% of players pulled the goon back up, which is the start of the game. And the first 10 minutes of the game are horrid. I honestly, that deserves a video of itself. It doesn't make sense. So this choice is just if you didn't pull him up, like, what's wrong with you? Because you have no information. When this happens in the first, like, nanosecond of the game, you have no idea if you're making the good choice. You have no idea if you're making the bad choice. You literally have no context. So, pushing him down is objectively a 100% evil choice. There is no justification for pushing him down. It's just pure goddamn evilness. You and 30% of players cut the press conference short. Based. You and 40% of players subdued dubbed Flambe sunglasses at night guy. I don't even remember this one. You and 1% of players perform moderately well in the tutorial shift. The tutorial shift was super easy. How did people perform poorly on that one, I wonder? And then it's the next episode, okay? Again, things are gonna escalate. The first episode, kind of funny, but no real meaningful choices. The bros fist while pissing. Okay, listen, if there's two men that know each other at the urinal and they're not having chit chat, what's wrong with you? So this is completely normal, makes sense. You and 76% of players covered for Invisigal for punching you. This one's absolutely insane. So, a woman punches you, and you do absolutely nothing about it? I don't understand this. Is it because you like her? Are you stupid? She's a literal criminal. She has no redeeming fee. But we're gonna talk about how poor of a choice and how rancid of a choice she is, obviously, later on. Because again, the fun part about the Z team is, in general, they are, you kind of like them. I kind of like them. But the reality is, there's no reason to like them. They at no point are actually showing that they could be anything else but shitty villains. At every point, even at the end of episode 6, they're like, we're dumb. We don't care about what's right, what's wrong. That's pretty much it. There is no progress. As rotten as they were at the start, they still are. So the fact that you're covering for a villain for no reason and 76% of people decided to do that is absolutely insane. Now, granted, if you're on the left, you're probably doing this because she's a woman. But not because, like, on the right, because she would be a hot woman. You're just doing this because she's a woman, clearly oppressed and blah, blah, blah garbage, and she's probably a minority in some way. So, obviously, she needs protection. So, you're literally proving that you are willing to overlook laws just because of your feelings. This technically makes you kinda insane and completely untrustworthy in society if you actually choose to not say that she punched you. Okay? You and 30% of players preferred Long John's Donuts. Doesn't matter. You and 71% of players decide to not task Blazer out. Understandable. Actually, kind of understandable because at that point you're not sure. You and 90% of players said no to dining with Phenomenon Man and Blazer, which is understandable because that's super awkward. You and 44% of players didn't let Sonar meet this guy. I don't even remember this. You and 41% of players convinced Fightmen to form a crime-fighting duo, the Fightmen. I don't even remember this. Doesn't matter. And then it's the next episode, okay? Episode 3 gets funny. This is where, again, the things pick up. You and 63% of players cut Coop from the Z team. Oh my. You know what this means? This means that most liberals decided to cut the black woman off the Z team. What happened with diversity of strength and shit? Why? Well, did you not like her? That's pretty awkward. Also, the fact that both black women in this game are have anger issues and are constantly willing to start fights also kind of hilarious in my opinion and super based. You and 64% of players said all of you are phoenixes. And by the way, this is just how poorly the shit is written. Because let's face it, all of you picked you are phoenixes because you thought that it's gonna be the speech of redemption from ashes, but instead no. Instead, it's not. It's something completely fucking random. And this is just how poor the writing honestly is at places. For example, after the press conference, when you're looking at the mask and you have the choice of stop villains, put it down, or something else, and people pick put it down because you're looking at the mask, and you think that that means that you're not gonna actually try and stop the robbery, and you're just gonna put the mask down because you understand that you're powerless. But no, that actually just means that you're gonna engage them, which is kind of wild and stupid, obviously. But you know, minor complaints. You and 34% of players said fuck the stars. Completely meaningless. You and 76% of players threw a chair into Golem. Let's be completely honest. How many of you actually thought that the option that said give him a chair actually means attack him? None. Probably none. Probably literally none. You thought that this is gonna be being nice. But this just kind of shows how twisted the logic in this game is in some places. You and 99% of players helped Invisigal against these guys. Based 1% that actually just let her suffer her fate. Now, okay, now this is episode 4, and this is when shit gets real, okay? You and 52% of players chose to completely prove yourselves to never be capable of making any decisions fucking ever in life because you are just untrustworthy people. You have the choice between a walking Squirtle without the good parts of being a Squirtle, versus something that is effectively that universe's version of Superman. And you chose fucking discount Squirtle. Okay? Alibaba fucking Squirtle right here. Bruv. And why? Because you felt bad for him. You felt so bad for this dude. Whose eyes are not even actually immune to his own power, which is kind of hilariously stupid. You chose to put this guy on the team just because you felt sorry for him? Your point is to help people. Your point is to help people better and do things like that. Sure, the game doesn't actually, like, you know, do the whole shtick of, oh, we're actually saving lives and shit. But that's kind of the overarching point of this, to actually help people and be good. And you, instead of actually like picking the guy who objectively is gonna do more good, chose to go purely on emotion and pick this dude over actually helping people. If you chose to pick him, you are literally saying, yes, I cannot never be actually given responsibility in my life because I will make all the wrong decisions always. This is, again, this game needs to be studied because there are very much objectively wrong choices here, and some people are fucking doing them like their life depended on him. And it gets only worse from here because now we're fucking speedballing this shit. You and 64% of players watched the movie with Invisigal. Invisigal is objective garbage. She is objectively completely the wrong choice. Let me tell you interesting statistic about people in fantasy. Where they have choice of what they want to be, what they want to roleplay, and things like that. People are really, really normal. Women want to be rich and beautiful princesses in middle-aged settings, and you know, men want to be literally the basic warrior archetype in fantasy. You can be a spell-wielding cataclysm caster. No, literally more than 50% of men will just choose the guy with the big sword. It's that simple, okay? And they will choose the fucking basic Misty tier love interest at the end of the day. And you're choosing Invisigal, someone who has 100% demons in her closet, someone who is physically abusive, someone who is nonstop mentally abusive, someone. Well, you're literally picking trash. That's what you're doing at the end of the day. You're picking objectively a verse in every single way possible choice. And there is no justification of it. Blonde Blazer is confident, smart, and all of those things, and she's a normal, decent person. She is not. Unless you're really, really into the, oh, but I can change her fetish, which is a meme, in case you're a woman watching this and not understanding it. But if you're picking this and thinking, oh my god, this is gonna go good places, you're insane. You're objectively picking something that's gonna end in disaster, and you know deep down it's gonna end in disaster. Like, this is self-sabotage in the finest. Like, unless you're some kind of complete woke mouth breather, you're never picking this. Because this is... She has a nose ring, for God's sakes. And again, it just gets worse. You and 62% of players threw spaghetti at Flambe. No one cares. You and 77% of players warned Blonde Blazer about her dress. I actually had no idea what this is even referring to. And when you go back and you actually check the dialogue options, yeah, no one has any idea they're warning her of anything, because there's no option that warns her of anything, and her dress is fine. There's no defects. There's nothing. It's fine. So what the hell is this? I don't even know what this is supposed to be. But again, this is the thing I'm talking about. The fact that, yeah, the game grows on you and you want to see what happens, but it's objectively. I really, really seriously believe that the developers have had no fucking idea what they want to even achieve with a lot of this stuff. You and 39% of players adopted the baby kaiju. Of course you're supposed to adopt the baby kaiju. It's a baby. It's an animal. If you chose not to, Rav, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you on Hassan's side? Do you enjoy shocking your dog or something? What? You and 81% of players failed to save all three business. No one cares. You and 58% of players refused to play his game. Completely missed that, by the way. Not gonna even lie. I can't actually comment on this, but I don't even understand the context, so I can't actually. Again, this is one of the things that I somehow completely have mind blanked at this point. Okay, and this is the big. This is the big one. Okay, this is the big one. This is literally. This blew my mind. You and 95% of players told Z-Team you were Mecha Man. Now, ignoring the obvious fact that there's a traitor in the Z-Team, obviously, how stupid do you need to be to... This is literally deleting your Minecraft character. The whole episode starts off by showing that you have extremely bad history with Flambe, and Flambe is a moron. He is gonna try and kill you. It is not a possibility. It's 100% clear that this guy is actually gonna try and kill you if he finds out you're the one who busted him. Not to mention other people. Not to mention that these people are going to leak your identity to everyone. We're not going to talk about the fact that his identity is in no way at all actually would be secret in even slightly reasonable circumstance. But this is insane. 85% of people chose to actually tell them that you're Mega Man. This is objectively just literally deciding to end it. Like, the guy literally tries to end you. And that's the obvious 100% only outcome that you could get here. And you survive not because anyone in the Z-Team actually even tries to help, but the Golem does. And that's honestly probably on accident, if we're being completely real. Just, like, no one else even cares. He tried to murder you. It was obvious. And people were like, well, it's time to share my secrets with everyone. This one was insane. This one just, my jaw dropped when I found out how many people. Insanity, insanity. Like some people, like this game is a litmus test. Do you actually? This is like a litmus test. Do you deserve to have rights as a human or something? Honestly, holy. You and 4% of players told in Visigal they could just be friends. Well, considering most people want to date her, duh. By the way, the bot scene is really good. The bot scene is like done very well, honestly. It is slightly cringe in some ways, but it is actually done very well. The animation, the stuff that happens, like the bot scene is definitely a really, really good thing. You and 31 of players told Chase they aren't sure about killing Shroud. What? What do you mean you're not sure? Are you actually contemplating to kill him? First of all, you're supposed to be playing the hero, which can't actually be excused. But in this case, it's kind of hard to excuse because we actually don't know anything about Shroud. He's the villain, yeah, and you're told that he's the villain, but he hasn't really done anything that bad per se. And this is before he does the things with Invisigal, right? So, you have no clue. The fact that you don't... The fact that you're saying, well, I'm not sure if I actually will kill him. Now, granted, maybe this is... You're thinking maybe you should, but you shouldn't be thinking that you should because the game has given you no reason to do so. You're playing a game about being a superhero. This is not Invincible. This is not Invincible where yes, the correct choice is probably to put people out permanently. But this, you shouldn't be thinking that. This is also kind of an insane thing that so many people are not sure. Well, should I kill him? It's insane. You and 22% of players embarrassed yourself in front of Z Team at the Sardine. You and 74% of players saved Torrance Middle School talent show. Oh, these are the things that don't matter too much. And that's it. That's it. Now, again, this is growing on me. But the choices people are making objectively are fucking scary. This shit needs to be studied. I ain't gonna lie, boys. This needs to be studied. 85% of you chose a very pre-scripted, very visible self-deletion in Minecraft. I don't know what to say about that. I really don't know what to say about that one. In any case, thanks for watching. Bye.